Hello and welcome back to Jarvis Johnson Gold, the premium channel that is free. It is free, but if you're watching this, you're premium. And I'm performative. At least I think so. I'm performing right now. This isn't how I normally talk. If I talk to you like this in person, you'd think I was weird. A lot of people think this performative male trend is weird. And what is it? I intend to get to the bottom of this. It appears that people online are dressing themselves up like cool guys with a cool little shirt and maybe a tote bag and a labubu, of course, on the belt. And you most certainly have those iPhone headphones, the wired ones that I kind of feel like are hard to get. I didn't know where to find them. If you got all that stuff and you're reading a book and holding a Lana Del Rey album at the same time, you're performative. Stop it. Get some help. To get us started, I'm gonna watch some comedy, some hysterical yucks about this trend to see if I can reverse engineer what is going on. Because I don't really know. I've been out of the loop. I've been in a cave. I've been in London. They don't have performative males there yet. It's time zones. POV first date with a performative man.
I'm almost done with this chapter. I only read books by females.
All right. Okay. I see. He's performing quite hard. This is the most performative man.
I'm almost done with this chapter.
He shushed a woman, like ostensibly, and that's not nice. We've got the wired iPhone earbuds that I don't even think they make anymore, but I feel like it's become a status symbol on TikTok. This person's got a bunch of cool jewelry on. They're tatted up. They've got the like studded belt. They're reading Angela Davis. It is weird to shush someone, but at the same time, they are running up on this random person who's got headphones in with a book out. So how in the wrong are they? I actually don't listen. I read. So if you're yapping at me, ladies, shush. All right.
Can you take a photo of me first? I hate that shit.
A woman who's following you around asks for a sip of your matcha because women, the ladies love matcha, but performative men don't actually like matcha. They pretend to like matcha to the point where they're spitting it out. So this is, exaggeration for comedy. And again, I'm not actually critiquing the comedy here. I am an alien from another planet trying to understand what men are doing that's too performative.
I love that girl's outfit.
I don't really see gender.
Okay, that's like a I don't see color type thing. So obviously it's bad for comedy. The world sees gender, so you have to be aware of it in order to if you aren't aware of gender, then you are ignoring existing power structures that rule our lives. And also people who are, fighting for their own gender rights. If, Jeff Winger says that he doesn't see color, that's bad, Jeff Winger, right? Because, you can't, because racism is happening all the time.
Opening up a woman-only pronoun-free coffee shop.
Okay, woman-only pronoun-free coffee shop. Okay, it's a, contradiction. Theoretically, I guess. I guess you could have a woman-only pronoun-free coffee shop, but, it's odd, right? But these are buzzwords, so that's what a performative man would say.
Oh, that's interesting.
Excuse me, I'm talking right now, sweetie.
Okay, sweetie, diminutive pet name for someone you theoretically don't know that well. Patronizing, some could say. Bad performative man.
Go back to sleep.
Wait, that was my laptop. What? Wait, come back!
So it was all a ruse to sleep with you so that he could steal your laptop. Okay, comedy achieved. Good job. I am one step closer to understanding the performative men craze. Shout out to Jean-Luc for helping me learn. They make sketches. Anastasia, last time we showed you how your personal data was all over the internet.
Yeah.
But thanks to Aura, today's sponsor, we've been able to submit opt-out requests to get your information off of all of these sites.
Wow, I'm popular.
I wouldn't go that far. A couple weeks ago, my friend Anastasia's data was all over Google search. And that's because data brokers collect all of your information and they package it up and sell it to the highest bidder. Scammers, marketers, even identity thieves, all without your consent. If you Google yourself right now, there's a chance you'll see someone selling your home address, email address, phone number, and more. What's frightening is this industry is huge. It's larger than the NFL, NBA, and MLB combined. And there are no controls or regulations being made to help us out here. It's just unchecked corporate greed. The worst part is that recently in May, the Consumer Financial Protections Bureau withdrew a rule that would have limited these companies from selling our social security numbers. So our government had a chance to protect us and chose not to. So we're forced to look out for ourselves. And that's why Anastasia and I use Aura. Aura does all the hard work for you. They identify these data brokers that are exposing your information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Give Aura just a few weeks and you'll stop seeing your information pop up on all these sketchy websites, just like we did. If the worst does happen, Aura has you covered with identity theft insurance and a 24/7 US-based fraud team to step in and help when the time comes. If this sounds good to you, you can head to my link at aura.com/Jarvis to get 14 days for free, which is just enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your data from these data broker websites automatically. Thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now back to the video. Okay, I'm not gonna show the person who made this TikTok because they don't have a big audience, but I did find this one. It's literally just performative male spotted in Washington Square Park with the caption, "It's a pandemic," and it's just a guy reading a book. Like, is it performative to read a book at the park? God forbid a guy educate himself, ladies. Okay, yeah, he's not minding his form. Yes, I drink matcha. Yes, I read books. Yes, I'm 6 feet. Yes, I drive stick. And no, I'm not performative. Is this like a my culture is not your prom dress situation? A guy can't be performative these days. No, dude, brother, me too, ladies. Why do you have to go through that? So there's been a trend recently of performative male competitions. It's almost like Gen Z's bodybuilding competitions where they can perform their performativeness for the female gaze, question mark? Whose gaze is it really? I feel like this type of guy has gone from being called a hipster to like a soy boy to now a performative male, you know? Ain't nothing wrong with liking things earnestly. Obviously, it's wrong if you're just doing it to get into somebody's pants because you're not being earnestly yourself. We've got ourselves a performative man competition where everyone's in a circle. A guy walks out and like does a fit check, shows off how performative he is. Then I assume they're judged on their performativeness. I don't know who the experts that are judging them are. Probably the most performative. The judges include a book, an iced matcha latte, a Claro album. Those have been turned into people and will be judging the performative males accordingly. This guy, he's got an electric guitar, no amp, and a skateboard. This was never going to be anything. Like, what is even being attempted here? I truly don't know. So then, of course, he falls, as is obvious, rolls around. He does have the earbuds in. Okay, so this guy whips out the vinyl. This does feel like Gen Z just discovered like hipsters from 2014. I bet I can find a photo on my Facebook of me doing a performative male trend. Here's a photo from me as a performative male in 2011. I also feel like I'm performing Childish Gambino. It was a different time. But Childish Gambino in the early days was a performative male. I'll say it. That was like his whole vibe. And is that such a bad thing? I was also in Oshawott. 2011 was a weird time. That guy just showed off some books and like, this guy's not performing hard enough. Now I've become a judger. Everybody's got a tote and they've got records in it. I haven't seen enough labubus hanging off of the belt loop, you know? I think that would get me some points. Holding a matcha latte, electric guitar, skateboard. What was that guy even doing? Oh, that guy has 2 tote bags. Hold on. He might be the most performative yet. Double shouldering tote bags. He does have something hanging from the belt loop. Okay, points there. He's holding a book while having a book in his front pocket. So, whoa. He's also doing the thing that I saw people do. They take the earphone over their ear and put it in. That's some freak shit, but I'm not here to judge. Except for I am, because I'm a judge of the performative males competition. So in that way, I am judging. This guy's doing a lot, okay? And this is funny because I do like to think about the practicality of some of this, because in one hand, you've got a book. In another hand, you've got your iced matcha latte. In your third hand, hopefully you've got an album, a vinyl by Claro, Blvd, Lana Del Rio, or what have you. Oh, okay. So first of all, I don't see gender, but a femme presenting person just popped the fuck off. Not only do they have the plushie, the iced matcha latte, the tote, the iPhone wired headphones, earbuds, whatever, earbuds. There's no rule that says you can't wear headphones playing basketball, or earpods. But she took a photo with her point and shoot. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Holy fuck. AirPod Pro Maxes, whatever. Book, whatever. I've seen it before. Really harsh grip on a iced matcha latte without a single sip taken from it. Point and shoot around the wrist. But 3 labubus? Holy shit. Very funny. It's just because, like, who can be carrying more shit on them? These performative men, they need a backpack. I get it, bro. It's summer, dude. Why do you have a beanie on? Because you're a performative man. That's what's up. A beanie and sunglasses is a very funny combo. And people are excited. I can't see the lower half of his body, so I don't know what's happening there, but I do know that he's wearing a white t-shirt and a beanie, and people are excited. So congrats. And I don't know, something's glitched about my video where I can't see the lower half of his body. And part of his arm as well. Weird. 5 out of 10. That guy's got somewhere to be. He didn't even know there was a competition. This is the performative male who's actually afraid of attention. He, put all this shit on and he's like, I guess I'll go. But anyway, he's got places to be. He's got a pottery class he's on his way to. I'm trying to think of what a performative male would do. He's got a feminist literature book club to go to. Hold the phone. We've got the Zoran Mamdani tote bag. That's apex predator performative male right there. He's on the scavenger hunt in New York City, dude. He's got the labubu on his belt. He's got the tattoos. He's got the ear pods like hanging right over his ear, book in hand. Well done, good sir. 8.5. I'm kind of obsessed with the people who like keep it moving like they've got somewhere to be. Oh, double fisting books. His labubu swinging in the wind. I love it when people get together for stuff. That's just nice to see. I think that was a Lana Del Rey album, though. Don't come for me if that's wrong. They whipped out Brat CD. Oh man, remember CDs? As a performative male, I do. Catch me at the bus stop with my tote bag and my Walkman. I do feel like we've reached a labubu arms race where people are just strapping as many labubus as they possibly can to their bodies, and I'm no longer here for it. I think we need to cool this down. This is like a Cuban Missile Crisis of labubu happening. We are at the brink of labubu Lear War, and we need to slow it down a tad. I'm a quality over quantity guy. You find one labubu, maybe you hand sew a beautiful coat for your labubu, okay? Or maybe you bedazzle him. The first 2 labubu that Naomi Osaka showed at the US Open were Arthur Flash, named after Arthur Ashe, and Billie Jean Bling. Then she also threw in La Billy Boo. I'm like, this is too many labubu. Do you know how expensive they are? I know you're rich and successful, but this is no longer relatable to me, a performative male. So 2 is now my new limit, and I'm docking points for any more. So this is a labubu in what looks like a CD player, but it could also be a CD player shaped labubu. Very rare. Okay, sweater vest. I heard someone else say sweater vest. It's like sportscasting. They're like, wow. Seeing him with a sweater vest here in the summer is an incredible performative male play. This was the performative male competition in Chicago. I do fear that Chicago might be the pinnacle of performative males, so we'll see what cities like Ottawa, Canada can do. Already, they've got them all lined up. They're trying to take them out. Get some distance between you. If you and your fellow performative males are being rounded up, something's awry, okay? Get at least 6 feet distance from your nearest performative man. We need to make sure we all survive. Oh, we got a blonde vinyl. This one's counterfeit. This is actually a very expensive vinyl. Let me tell you, I do know. Look, I know from my 2022 pressing of the blonde vinyl that these things are expensive, okay? I wouldn't just be taking this to a competition, okay? But I do have it. All right, so can I have my brownie points? Thank you. This is just like a reading circle. They're all just reading their book, listening to their music. I just love that everybody's together, you know? They are a little too close, but I just love a gathering. This is so sweet, and it feels so pure. This is how communities are built. If you just have to don a series of accoutrements, and that tells everyone around that you have the same interests? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with reading a book with the homies? What's wrong with a book club for the lads? It is too hot to be doing all this, but I support you, my fellow pick me boyfriend / performative male. Yeah, I hate period sign. Preach, brother. Same. I do love the different flavors of, you've got the punk performative male with the cig in the back. You got the French. No. What kind of hat is this? You've got the European coded performative man here. I mean, the jean shorts are a dead giveaway for a European. If you're outside of Florida and they're wearing jean shorts, they're from Europe. If you're in Florida and they're wearing jean shorts, they might be from Europe. It's a popular tourist destination. You know what, Ottawa? You had some stuff. But Washington Square Park in New York City, there's another motherfucker with a skateboard.
Performative male can tell.
This is a funny one. There's also a hilarious shot. Back in my day, in 2011, this guy, he's holding up a copy of Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. Okay? And I can't say that aged great. I believe it was a book about a girl bossing to a surveillance state. Let me just get a dad joke off real quick. I thought it was a subliminal affirmations how-to guide on how to transform yourself into First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. Okay, I've done it. We can move on. Look at this labubu. This guy's mansplaining, you can tell, but he's actually drinking his matcha latte. Having a performative man off. This is a weathered cap. I like that. He's got the guitar. This guy's got headphones on his head. That's how he gets the music into his mind. Yes, labubu. It's funny because labubus are such a sign of hyper capitalism, and everything else about this is I do love to engage. Look, I'm surrounded by Pokemon cards. I love to engage in consumerism. It is just funny to have the labubu as the cherry on top of this thrifted fit. So how do people feel about performative men? This creator, Katie Ho, I actually subscribed to her Substack, read her pieces. I thought they were super interesting. I don't want to spoil anything, to take away from the paid content that she's providing, but there were definitely some cool insights. And she actually has a TikTok where she talks about the performative male contests and about how a lot of these interests like labubus and matcha are East Asian coded, and connects that to the performative male trend being predatory, and how that also connects to historical Asian racism in America, and how Asian men are seen as soft or less desirable or whatever, and not or whatever, but you know what I mean. And then she further connects that to East Asian racism in America, in the historical context behind that, and how East Asian men and their interests and their vibe has been seen and treated as predatory, and how this can all kind of come back to racism as it often does, and the patriarchy as it often does. I thought that was interesting. Other people talk about this.
I've seen a few people recently come on here and be like, a lot of the performative man stuff is pretty East Asian. It's kind of racist that it seems like a lot of these things are being taken advantage of and then ridiculed and saying they're feminine and stuff. And I want to say yes, and also add historical context to it.
This creator speaks to this as well, and I'll link this. But even the first thing that I watched was someone reading an Angela Davis book. I think that this can also it connects to race in many ways. It also connects to Black American culture in this country, and the history of racism and co-opting and sanitizing Black art for a white audience, or Black vibes. You could connect this to how people on TikTok speak with AAVE, and we're not supposed to criticize it because that's just how this generation talks, etc., etc. I just want to say that this stuff is valid. It's interesting. I'm glad that people are having these conversations, but I also feel as a guy who, shameless self-promotion, has a podcast where I talk about my feelings with another guy, and we've done that for a long time. The impetus of that is where do we start? What ability do we have to shift culture and to provide examples of non-toxic masculinity or whatever? And this is an attempt, right? And I'm not saying that we're succeeding, but I'm saying that, the attempt was made, the attempt is there. There is a lot of criticism about the aesthetic of the performative male, and we're all making fun of it. But to me, when I look at these performative male contests, I don't think they're bullying it away. I think that it is a more tongue-in-cheek thing. And yes, there is the dark side of these men just want to sleep with women, and that's why they're kind of tailoring themselves to the female gaze or what have you. We've always been performing gender from the way that we dress, from the way that we talk, from our interests if I go back to when I was in middle school, like Twilight and Justin Bieber were predominantly female interests, seen as female interests. And then those were the things that were bullied. You couldn't like Justin Bieber because girls like that. Twilight, gross. I'm playing with monster trucks or whatever. And like the boy is blue, girl is pink is like, if you go back far enough, I feel like we're still in the process of trying to erode those like gender roles, you know, to varying degrees of success, because I think we also have like social movements that are going completely the opposite. But I think that these discussions are like super valid about this. But if anything, I talk about so much disheartening stuff that I see on TikTok, and this actually seemed like people having a good time, and it was like people from across the gender spectrum sharing in that. It wasn't just like men, and I think that meme could, maybe I'm being too optimistic, could be a lever of like bringing people together and across like shared interests and things like that. Because if I wear a band t-shirt, I'm signaling to people, when I carry around my Frank Ocean vinyl, I'm signaling to people that this is a thing I'm a fan of. If I wear a Blonded t-shirt, I'm signaling I'm a fan of this thing, of this artist, so maybe I can connect with people across those things. Obviously, it's TikTok, it's a meme, we're taking it to the extreme. Bars, but I don't mind this so much. I don't know. It's hard for me to find the true evil in it, and I do think that the right conversations are being had about it. It doesn't fully bum me out, which is not something I can always say about the internet. If we go back to like 2010, early 2010s, like Tumblr core, I was, you know, hanging out with my close personal friend Donald Glover, who was very much on Tumblr in those early days and made very questionable music to go back and listen to. There's certainly some, speaking of Asian coded, I think there's some very dark and very upsetting themes in some of those songs. But frickin' I wore the studded belt with like an audio like shoe company belt buckle because I wanted to, and I wore skate shoes because I wanted to communicate that that's who I was, dude. I was all about skateboarding, and I can still kickflip, okay? I have video evidence that I won't be showing here, but in a court of law, the kickflip is kickflipping, okay? But yeah, I was still called a poser because I didn't hang out with the skaters because I don't think they liked me very much. Yeah, I mean, this is just like a thing. It's just like always been a thing, and these are just like the cycles of social trends and how they continue to evolve and repeat over time. These aesthetics are meant to communicate. It's just like I feel like as a way that social beings like communicate shared experience and interest. I just feel like that is happening in a generation now that is also hyper online, hyper self-aware. And so you can't engage in like a fun meme without also having the discourse about the meme happening concurrently. Like, I'm sure there was at least one like hawk to a girl think piece, because every time we have a meme, we also have to discuss like the implications of said meme on society. And I think that that's happening in a reasonably healthy way online, as probably healthy as it could, especially in those old episodes of my podcast. We talk about, you know, experiences with manhood and identity, and both racial and sort of gender identity, and, you know, like just affirming yourself as yourself. These are things that we still talk about, but we also like mix it in with goofs and gags. But so if that's something that you're interested in, feel free. Wasn't meant to be an ad, just figure if you're interested in like long form talk about that kind of stuff. Final thoughts: don't change yourself to sleep with someone, but do experiment with your own self and style and presentation and performance to learn more about who you are. How about that? I give the performative males trend a 7.8 out of 10. What does the scale mean? I don't know. Goodbye.